Alright, let's talk about something that's got the military world buzzing. The B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, yeah, that flying wing that looks like it's straight out of a sci-fi film has just made history over Yemen. For the first time, these 1 billion pounds marvels have been dropping the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators. Those are the gigantic 30,000 pound bunker busters right onto underground Houthi targets. Now get this. Since late March 2025, 6 B-2s were sent to Diego Garcia, that tiny but strategic island in the Indian Ocean. That's nearly a third of the entire B-2 fleet, all forward deployed. Normally you'd see 2, maybe 3 of these in an overseas operation. But 6? That's unprecedented. And these aren't just on a show of force mission, these are real strikes, with real consequences. Let's put it in perspective. The B-2 isn't just any bomber. It's the only aircraft that can actually carry and drop the GBU-57, the most powerful bomb in the American arsenal for smashing bunkers. Why does that matter? Because the Houthis aren't sitting around in tents. They've got a deep, sprawling network of underground facilities, command posts, missile depots, you name it, and traditional bombs just won't cut it. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite billions spent and these super advanced bombers in the air, the impact on the Houthis was, well, let's just say it was limited. Reports suggest the US hit around 800 targets, took out hundreds of fighters, and even knocked out some key leaders. U.S. Central Command claims Houthi ballistic missile launches dropped by 69% and drone attacks by over half. Impressive numbers, but the Houthis weren't wiped out. In fact, their network seemed to absorb the blows. So what's going on? Some reckon the U.S. just didn't have perfect intelligence on where the most important bunkers actually were. Others say the Houthis have built in so many redundancies that losing a few sites doesn't cripple them. Either way, it's got people asking if our most advanced stealth bombers, armed with the biggest bunker busters ever, can't decisively knock out a militia. What does that say about the future of warfare? Think about it. Each B-2 costs $1 billion. The munitions are another fortune. And yet, a handful of determined fighters with shovels and know-how can outlast some of the world's most sophisticated weapons. That's a wake-up call for anyone who thinks technology alone wins wars. Bottom line, the B-2's debut in Yemen was a game-changer, just not in the way everyone expected. It showed off global reach, raw power, and the ability to strike anywhere, anytime. But it also exposed the limits of even the most advanced military tech when it meets clever, adaptable enemies. If you're into military strategy, that's the real lesson here: never underestimate your opponent, and never assume today's tech guarantees tomorrow's victory. Cheers for tuning in. Subscribe for more deep dives into the world of military strategy and hardware.